Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome back.
Yes, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll be continuing with the question why move back to Zimbabwe from South Africa. So yesterday our video cut off and we didn't even notice.
Yeah, so it just cut off abruptly. Our camera played a trick on us.
Yeah.
And yeah, so today we just decided, you know what, we're going to continue with this discussion.
Yes.
And yeah, we're just going to finish up the few points that we had left.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's jump in.
Yes. So the other point that we wanted to talk about was real food. So this point is around if you are somebody who's into eating healthy, if you're mindful about how your food is grown, if it's genetically modified. So in Zimbabwe, you find that most of the produce is not genetically modified.
Yes, organic food.
Yes.
So if you're into healthy food, then Zimbabwe will never be
I mean, it's the right place for you.
yeah, we never be
Yes.
you never go
You
wrong.
never go wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Zim, a lot of food like naturally just organic. There isn't a lot of processed foods.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be quite a good thing if you decide to move back.
Yeah, and also just to add on that, the food is actually cheaper actually. So you find out that any produce that is plowed wherever, because there's so many farmers, you find out that you find it at a cheaper price when compared when you are here
Yeah.
in South Africa.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yes.
So yeah, so healthy food, that's the
That's
point we're
another
trying to
point.
stress out here.
Yes.
And yeah, and the next thing is you get to leave a good legacy for your children. If you are in foreign land like we are now, yes, you can buy a house, you can invest in a few things.
Yes.
But back home, you get to build something, especially if you're in the rural areas, for example. You'll be able to leave something proper for your kids.
Yeah, and it can actually go on to generations after yourself. I mean, if you set it up correctly, if you've got the right goals in place, that is really possible. Other than when compared here, yes, you can invest in properties and so forth, but sometimes it can get complicated to have that, I don't know, transferred to your kids. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, just to stress out this point a little bit more. So in Zimbabwe, all rural land or communal land is owned by the government, right? So when you're occupying the land and you build your structures there, you put your property there. Whatever you do there, obviously you pay, I think, a very small fee.
Yes, it's
A
an
levy.
annual fee. Yes.
Yeah, I think like $5 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the little amount that you pay to the government, but the rest of the stuff, the development, all the other stuff that you're doing there is for you, and you can easily convert that into proper generational wealth. Yeah.
Yes.
Which you can leave out for your kids and grandchildren.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, I think we've actually stressed
Yeah,
it
that's
out.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, another point is the community spirit. The community spirit is live.
That's true.
Back in Zimbabwe. So there's that togetherness. There's that protection around each other, be it in a village, be it in a place. People watch out for each other.
That is true.
People greet each other.
Yeah, and like in a city,
Yes.
where you hardly even speak to your neighbors,
Yes.
You get to experience that togetherness when you're living in a communal area.
Yes.
And naturally there, activities that happen around the rural villages
Yes.
put you together.
Yes.
And yeah, if you're someone who's not very antisocial, I know the cities can become hectic to turn you into someone you're not.
Yeah.
But if
yeah.
you are someone who's social and all that stuff, yeah, it might actually be a great place for you if you decide to move back.
Yeah. I mean, also as we get older, it would be nice to have that kind of community. You know
Yeah.
that somebody's watching out for you, or
Yes,
you're
yeah.
also watching out for each other, and
Yeah.
something that's needed as humans, I guess.
Yeah, that is true. And I wonder, are there any old people's home in Zimbabwe? They might. Yeah, I think they are.
But they're very,
Yeah.
very, very few. I think in the
Yeah.
cities, actually, I know in Blawa, I think there's one that I know of,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
very
So
few.
so
yes.
the reason for that is there's always somebody to take care of you. Or when you get older.
Yeah,
Or
yes.
old, when you get a little bit old.
Yes.
And yeah, you're not lonely. Don't become lonely. I know it's different with everyone, but in most setups, there's always somebody who's taking care of the older people in villages.
That's true. I mean, sometimes you get to even live with your family, like your grandchildren, or I mean, it's always that kind of setup, or at least that's how we grew up seeing. We always stayed with our
Yeah.
grandparents, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
another point is, I think you become more self-reliant in terms of becoming more skilled, because remember, you'll be doing everything for yourself.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this one, you don't get to rely too much on what the city is providing. For example, if you are living in a city, you always rely on services.
Yes.
Service delivery. We always complain about that, right? Wherever you are in the city.
Yeah.
But in a rural setup, or if you are living in a homestead, at times if you are remote, you don't get to complain too much about that because you're doing it for yourself.
Yes, I mean, I think that's where the most important comes in, that when you decide to retire in a homestead, you have to make sure that you've got everything in place, so that when you get there, you live comfortable.
Yes.
But like you said, you become your own provider. You become your own provider.
That is true. And
Yes.
when you're in a city, most of the time you don't have time for yourself. Yeah, you're working 2-3 jobs, you've got shifts, you've got a lot of things that are happening, and you don't really get to use your skills that much. I know we're different people with different professions and all, but there are certain skills that you might have grown up having that you don't even use, and they get to go away.
No, that's true. I mean, some people will be like, no, why do I need to do this? I mean, I can always call on somebody, I can pay them to do it for me. But I guess if you are somebody who once did things for yourself, you kind of like want to keep doing it more and more. Yes.
Yeah, that is true. And do you have any more?
I think the last point was, peace, mental health,
mental health,
being in
is
nature.
very important. That is true.
Yes. And I mean, being in nature, partly it kind of heals too. Because you're not stressed about day-to-days. You're not stressed about having to do A, B, C, D. It's almost slow-paced.
Yeah, that is true. Mental health is very, very important. When you get stressed too much at work or wherever you are, paying bills, all these things that happen in a city, sometimes we don't admit, but mental health is very important. I think it's one of the most important things a human being should have.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something that people don't really want to really,
talk
admit,
about.
yes, and admit or talk about it, but it is reality. It affects a lot of people, especially when the bills get overwhelming. This can actually lead to a lot of sicknesses.
Yeah.
So having that quiet place, where you're not worried about all that, it also kind of helps you be
Yeah, it
a better
helps.
person.
It helps a lot.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's it. We just thought we should finish this up, and yeah,
I think
that's it.
I think yeah, and I mean, if you did enjoy watching this video, make sure to comment, like
and subscribe. So we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video, and don't forget to let us know what you also think about this whole topic.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye.